Hello, I'm Middle-Aged Dad Plays, and welcome back to Asylum. This is part 4. We last saw Bertrand, that's who he was. Give him our lovely red crayon. And we also saw the guy in the cell downstairs. We made him break his window, which probably wasn't the best of ideas, but he did seem to have something in his hand. Maybe we need that. Well, we do need the music box, don't we? That seems to be something that Bertrand likes. The music box was in Bruno's... Can we not get through? Okay. The hand disappeared. The music box was in Bruno's cupboard in his area, so let's go and get that. The shelves are empty and full of dust. The music box... Music box? The music box is gone. Okay. Does this tell us anything about the music box? Where were we up to? 10:30 we did last time, didn't we? Right. Screw it, I'll give him his music box. Okay, so he has got the music box, so we need to somehow get it off him. I don't think we can do anything just yet because we were clicking on him last time. So let's go for a wander around again. Thought process is, because the time changed, that's when we I keep clicking too quickly apparently. The time changed, so I think Lenny will have moved up to the 3rd floor from memory from the is it the cleaning schedule he had? Oops, too early. So let's wander through here. So he was up on the 2nd floor, wasn't he? I don't know where the cleaning schedule is. Schedule? How do you say it? I think I keep moving between the two. So on here, let's have a look. So we are at 12 PM, so he is in corridors on the 3rd floor. I don't think we've been up to the 3rd floor yet, but it does mean he's moved out the way down here, so we can have a look what's down here. First of all, instead of looking at what's down here like that, let's actually check what we're going to be looking at. Okay, rehabilitation, psychiatry, operating room A and B, hydrotherapy, okay, and office in section 2A. There's the female hospital. We've not been able to go to the female wings at all at the moment because they're blocked off on the ground floor, and then weaves all the way around to the male hospital down there. So let's go for a look, see if we can, because we went through all these before. This is where we met the other guy, can't remember his name. Okay, he's not here. So does that mean we can get through here now? So look at this. With its many colours, the window made a profound impact in the room. It was likely even more striking in broad daylight. Hopefully I can read better tonight as well. Here we go, new area. So we got psychiatry and rehabilitation. Let's go to psychiatry first. Let's not go to psychiatry first. Let's go to rehabilitation. I'm sure it is, yep, as grim as I thought it was going to be. Got something to read over there. What are you? Rehabilitation. Oh wait, we've got something here. Okay, rehabilitation sessions. Morning report. A number of patients exhibited injuries of varying severity and unknown origin. It is recommended that they continue with a more extensive round of rehabilitation sessions to avoid a worsening condition. As usual, we will continue with the sessions sorted by cell number. Cell 101A. Patient is well, no special care needed. Cell 102A. Cellmates Bertrand, LaRoche and William Hodgson. So William Hodgson's the guy who got the... He swallowed the key for the music box, didn't he? Presented a marked deterioration. I am going to make a note of that with my thing. William Hodgson. 102A for a start. William Hodgson. Okay. So I feel that might be something that we need to get the key from him somehow, whether he's pooped it out or what. Presented a marked deterioration in their condition. LaRoche is growing increasingly tense, and Nurse Marion noticed a number of bruises in his body. New episodes in which he falls into a sort of catatonic state, which he is now unable to respond to stimulations. Hodgson is similarly more on the edge than usual and presented serious burns on his chest that no one could explain. We recommend strict supervision. Cell 105A. We detected another fracture in Leonard's ankle. None of the staff can explain how this happened. You're aware of his osteogenesis and extreme care was already enforced. 2 sessions each day are recommended. Noon report. Cell 102A. Cellmates had some kind of quarrel over a music box that LaRoche enjoyed but made Hodgson nervous, as described by Marion. In the struggle, Hodgson retrieved the spring from the device and immediately swallowed it. The spring, not the key. The patient was immediately taken to the operating room, but surgeons deemed too dangerous to perform the excision on his current condition. High blood pressure must be managed through administering anaesthesia. Evening report. Hodgson died of a heart attack during his session. Oh, Jesus. Nothing could be done to lower his pressure. Before passing away, the specialist reported a heart rate so high that the chest is visibly throbbing violently. The deceased has been taken to the morgue. Okay. So, is he one of the body bags? Potentially. Cell 105A. Crawford has developed chronic asthma. Traces of ash or dirt were found across his body. Recommended increased supervision of his daily wanderings. The patient insists to sleep with the lights on, which bothers Leonard. Okay. Hodgson. Was that the patient who'd swallowed the wind-up key in my room? So it's not the spring, it's the wind-up key. Okay. It's one of them. Right, so we can go over there, there's more reading, or we can go over this way. Always got left. What have we got here? More reading. The stretcher looked quite uncomfortable. Yes, it does. A typical scale for measuring the weight of patients was rusted. Stairs to nowhere. A set of wooden stairs, probably used to train patients. Okay, let's look at this. Will Hodgson, that's the guy. Age 43, condition stable, block male wing first floor, cell 102A, therapy group E. Profile. William Hodgson is a robust man with rugged facial features. Half of his face is covered in severe burn scars. He fell victim to an intense fire as a child and as a result of being neglected by his parents. Ever since that event, Hodgson has experienced acute panic attacks whenever the subject of fire surfaces in any given conversation, an inevitable occurrence that has resulted in psychogenic, non-epileptic seizures and uncontrollable crying. Such reactions are in stark contrast with his imposing looks, yet Hodgson has unfortunately become a slave to his irrational fear. However, this patient can be equally pacific and mellow, routinely obeying orders and staying out of trouble. Specialists have determined his condition is reserved. While he shows promise, he is slow and exhibits difficulty reasoning and learning, far more than his peers. Hodgson is lucky to have a formidable voice that commands a sense of respect, which has fooled high-risk patients who would otherwise have taken advantage of him. And Leonard's... is that his arm? Doesn't look like a hip bone, does it? But we're saying, oh yeah, he's got osteogenesis, hasn't he? It's to help patients walk again. I'm assuming that is as well. Think broken mirror. I guess someone didn't like the way he or she looked. I'll look at that in a minute. Let's look at the chair. The chair was twisted and creepy. Okay, more reading. Exhausted and disappointed by the last session, I decided to take a walk outside in the yard to clear my mind. It was a sunny afternoon, more peaceful than usual, with patients aimlessly wandering on the grass, all of them lost in their own absent-minded business. A soothing ambience, if a bit eerie, which helped calm my nerves. Among those patients seemingly enjoying the blissful yet rare moment was Leonard, who was more talkative than usual with his peers, clearly influenced by the same kind of haunting aura that I felt in the air. There's something about him that makes me even more irate than about the regressions in my group. Leonard was so close to being discharged from the institute. As I approached him in hopes of having more open conversation than our therapy sessions usually afforded, a striking detail that I'd missed earlier thanks to the duller lighting of the therapy room stopped me in my tracks. There was a noticeable rash across his ankle running up from his right foot up to the bottom of his gown. Leonard seemed to have repeatedly scratched himself, and quite recently too, judging by the shiny red spots sprinkled across his skin. Puzzled about this, I motioned to get my patient's attention, but nothing other than... but noticed yet another curious aspect of his appearance. His gown was overly dirty, although this fact itself was irritatingly usual by now. However, this wasn't just dirt, but some sort of splotches of organic matter, as if Leonard had rubbed himself against a mouldy wall. My initial guess that he'd simply laid down on the grassy grounds of the yard to have some rest, but there was something about the texture of those stains that still intrigued me. They had a certain glittering nature to them, like the trail a slug would leave, and the colour wasn't quite green either, as in a reminiscent of grass, but a shade similar to turquoise. I took Leonard to my office so I could ask him a few questions in private. The organic stuff that I obtained from Leonard's gown has proven to be more bewildering than he imagined. It is of fungoid origin as suspected, yet seems to be exceedingly rare. While this is far from my area of expertise, there is no question that the sample is something unique. Its properties indicate that it can only thrive in a warm and humid environments, which are unlike the conditions in our region. We are blessed with dry weather throughout the year, however that means this fungus, is of some kind of deep undergrowth, and somehow Leonard has got close to it. I left a cotton swab impregnated with this stuff next to one of those lab rats. Evidence dictates that the presence of this material caused a visible rash on Leonard's body, so a mere small quantity should produce a marked change in such a little critter. Something happened to the rat. I can't quite put my finger on what that is, but the rat is behaving differently. No visible physical alterations of note, but something's not the same. Could it be? Is it carcinogenic? A number of mould species produce toxins that can cause various health problems, the worst of which can ultimately include liver and lung cancer, as well as invasive diseases, especially in small children, the elderly, and people with weak immune systems. The most toxic mould known to date is thought to be black mould, or that Stachybotrys charum, that'll do, which can cause general respiratory problems, especially if one has asthma or allergies. It may be linked to lung cancer, but none of this applies to our case. Moreover, some poisonous mushrooms have been known to cause organ failure, but none have been proven to be invasive to this extent. There's the death caps, and rather romantically named destroying angels. In the realm of plants, there's of course Atropa belladonna, but that's basically poison. It doesn't stimulate a malignant growth. When some species of mushrooms contain naturally produced carcinogens, these only exist in minute amounts and cannot directly cause cancer. And yet there are peer-reviewed records of the usual Ophiodiceps, unilaterus, which is a pathogenic fungus, although it only attacks insects. It is parasitic indeed. It did something to the rats, but no, that's impossible. There are no records of such a thing anywhere in the world. If what I suspect is true, this carcinoma is an effect akin to a hallucinogen drug, and if Leonard came close to it, maybe the rest. Oh my god. That had lots of big words. That's some nice backstory. So we are going to continue looking around before we go and try and find Hodgson's body. Something about this place sent a shiver down my spine. There was a hint of dread in the air, thanks in part to a freakish mechanical apparatus reigning over the room. That I also didn't check what this room was called, sorry. Operating room A. The bed looked stained with both rust and organic material. It was simply amazing that the lamp still emitted such a powerful light. Let's move over. Nothing on the walls. No, so we can put something there. The microscope was now ready to examine any small object or organic material. We don't have anything to look there, I don't think. It was now possible to analyse the organic material in the glass slide. It was now possible. I mean, we've not done anything to it. It's the first time I've seen it. I never liked syringes. It was in good shape and could be proven useful, so I took it with me. Hey, drawers, everyone's favourite. It was an ancient Greek drawing. The drawer was filled with metallic plates. several test tubes, essential elements in any medical environment. Oh, that can be opened still. I wouldn't have enjoyed drinking coffee from any of these cups. Let's check the other drawers before we go to the other bit. Sod all. Just yellowed papers, none of interest. Was this a blood clot? It looks like, because we can read hydrochloric acid, it seems to be the only one we can pick up. A jar that seemed unused in newer condition and the rest of the items here piqued my interest. The label said hydrochloric acid. I nearly returned it to the shelf but decided to keep it around, for now. There was a steady flow of clean water here. I didn't want to wash this. Okay. How about you? No, that'll just be a case of pouring it down the sink. Okay. Carefully, I cleaned the syringe as best I could. There was a steady flow. Okay. Right. I just realised with the glass slide we can. I'd forgotten we got this thing. I inserted the glass slide into the microscope. Ooh. Cutscene. No cutscene. I don't think I put anything on the actual slide, did I? No. Something was missing, so I took the glass slide again. Okay. Blood. The blanket covering the stretcher looked disgusting, as if it had been drawing dust and fetid condensation for a long time. Where was that giant apparatus? Oh, directly in front of me. There was no sample in it. No, we can't put one in either. Okay. The machine seemed in good condition and should work. Okay. Don't know what the machine is. Is that just going to sound the same? Yep. What are you? This machine, it seemed to be self-operated and seemingly designed to perform a biopsy. But how? What was I supposed to do with it? Pass. There was no way I could operate this frightening device without further information on it. Okay. Turn it off. Okay, we can't go back over that way, so we need to walk all the way around. Dark stains were all over the interior wall of the broken wardrobe. I didn't want to know the source of those stains. Is that it in operating room A? Looks that way. Is B going to be locked? It's the same, or no? Not quite the same as well. Okay, the stuff's over there this time. I didn't think they could receive patients in this room, at least not until the bed was fixed. The lamp didn't even have a light bulb. Papers, please. Breakthroughs in experimental surgery. It's widely acknowledged that Dr. Hanwell was the architect of many novel medical procedures, as he championed technological advancements for treating his patients. A noteworthy example of this was the development of a new automated machine that could extract brain tissue samples quickly and without incisions. According to studies conducted by Hanwell Mental Institute, many patients suffer serious mental illnesses, SMI, that are caused by brain tumours and must be treated with surgery. With a large and unexpected caseload of SMI patients, Dr. Hanwell felt the need to devise a system that facilitated the tumour protection process more efficiently than previous methods. In Hanwell's time, the most widely used process for obtaining samples of brain tissue typically required a great deal of time and required 3 or 4 surgeons per patient to perform the craniotomy and extract the tissue. Precious time was also needed to seal a large incision in the cranium. To expedite this procedure, Dr. Hamwell devised the stereotactic transorbital brain biopsy equipment, STRAB, a wondrous machine capable of extracting a brain tissue sample through an eye socket, thus avoiding the need for craniotomy altogether. A doctor could simply input the coordinates of the tumour's suspected location, and the STRAB could complete a complex stereotactic procedure using a sample extraction needle attached to a movable arc. This queer invention led to a controversy. Some scientists and surgeons believed that using such a machine would increase the possibility of brain hemorrhage, as its accuracy was questionable. Dr. Hamwell dismissed those opinions as uninformed, stating that the targeting mechanism of his machine was based on the most detailed brain atlas of the time, and that the STRAB was manufactured by the most trusted and reputable professionals. So now we know how to use it. Not much else around there. Another bed. Looked like a machine for electroshock treatment. Such savage methods of treating patients. The medical appliance bore marks of someone enduring pain. Alright. It's a bit. Did we steal it? No. Take it, sorry. Empty. The drawers in this room seem to have been emptied a long time ago. This lamp was barely held by one of its wires, seemingly could fall apart any minute. Sedative, that'll help us, would it? A sticker label with the word sedative was in the front of this bottle. What's it called? The syringe. The syringe was now filled with sedative. The labels were stained with some kind of fluid, rendering them unreadable. So we've got a sedative, so we can use that on the crazy guy, can't we? Destroyed. No more radiographs could be placed here. But we will check further on here, but know that we can go back and put him to sleep. This panel was too worn out to read properly. At least we're not putting hydrochloric acid in. Rehabilitation and psychiatry. We were going the wrong way. Instead we've got Sodol and... It is hydrotherapy, okay. Just spelt weird on the map. Bath time. More bathtubs in the same gross condition as the... Should have clicked on one before. Luckily there was nothing in this bathtub. Oh, we've gone forward. Okay, well. A foul stench emanated from this bathtub. I didn't want to come closer. It seemed that the pipes here had busted. Not much else around there. There was nothing of use on the table. Let's say I could hear something. We'd need a wheel, a cog. A spigot, likely meant for attaching something to it. Like a big wheel. Then we can put that down. Oh, this does drag us forward. I didn't mean to do that. Newspaper. Shore Gazette. Mistreatment of patients in renowned hospital. Several nurses who prefer to remain anonymous have filed further complaints about the egregious abuse of patients by authorities at Hanwell Mental Institute. This has led to a tense atmosphere of quarrelling and accusations among employees inside a once respectable institution. Law enforcement officials apprised of the situation, spent several hours yesterday evening searching the mental hospital. While no evidence of wrongdoing was found, they provided details during a press conference about the rapidly decaying state of the building and expressed concerns for the safety of patients. Injuries exhibited by allegedly mistreated patients could not be attributed to a particular source. Wounds ranged from severe bruises and cuts to violent fractures and, in the worst case, searing burn marks. Family members of the patients and employees demanded a more severe intervention by state authorities. Dr. Hamwell, whose disinterest in discussing these grave allegations with the media borders on offensive, did not respond to our inquiries. tarnishing his public image beyond repair. Sorry, just move it a bit. Just decide on case next month. Can you dig it? We don't have a date, do we? No. Okay. So it seemed to be some kind of control panel, possibly meant to adjust the temperature of water. Not much in there apart from the spigot. So it didn't work. But the room was disgusting enough even without light. It's just like office. No, unfortunately the door wouldn't budge. No, it's going back the wrong way again. Okay, so this leads, if we go left, to the women's hospital, doesn't it? As per usual, we can't get in there. This way is blocked. This way isn't. Oh. Just a pregnant one. Okay. No one ever bothered to lift the wheelchair. A lonely wheelchair was conveniently positioned in the middle of the corridor, as if it was some kind of twisted joke. Where's this take? Oh, we can't look at them. Some oxygen tanks were randomly positioned in the corridor. Are we lost? Yes, we are. Alright, so we started moving around this way. So we must have come... Well, we got here, and then we must have gone through some sort of bit which didn't exist, or doesn't exist on the map. But again, we couldn't get into the female hospital, but we can work our way around toward the male one, I guess. Or, well, maybe. But... So that's where we came through. That's a door to somewhere. Second floor, but we're outside. Okay. What an astonishing view. Even during this gloomy night, the sky looked as if it was hand-painted. Is this going to be a shortcut for us, I'm assuming? Ooh. Even though the window was dirty, there was still a hint of reflection in it. Right, so we can open this now. I'm assuming this is a shortcut through from where we were before. Or maybe not. Let's see where we are on this. Okay, so let's cut that hallway out. Let's go back across and make sure we don't miss anything. It's not like us to get lost, is it? So this should be... These doors will open to... Yeah, so that's the female hospital. Okay, so we can... kind of put ourselves back where we were. A section from the roof below was visible from this spot. We came in from the left. It was difficult to see anything outside with all the dust. Are you locked? No, you're not locked, so we can... This is... Okay, so Julia is down there. So that's open now. We can't go through the other door, we know that. So you do need to go across this part. And then we can come back on ourselves, open the other side of the door. And then we've got all that opened up. There we go. Okay. They are now open for us to go to at any point. It's also a massive shortcut. So we came out through there. This is locked. Okay. Seeming locked from the other side. No way to proceed. Another window that could have used some cleaning. Okay, I've got to stop clicking on these windows because they literally tell me nothing. Well, then the one which should do. Okay. It was firmly locked. Okay, so after all that, we now need to go back downstairs. Door seems locked from the other side. Alright, yeah. So we can't get into the mental hospital yet, but we can go and try and use this syringe. Where was the way down? Oh, there. Is Julie gonna have a go at us again? What do you mean I was on the second floor? Don't mind me. Alright, so we need to go. Wrong way. Go and use this syringe on this guy to get the music box. And then we need to go and get the spring / key or whatever it is from the body of William Hodgson. I've written that down. I wouldn't have remembered otherwise. Feels like we've got a kind of set way of going here at the moment. Or a set idea of what we want to do, which is nice. Probably find issues otherwise anyway. Hey man. Hey. Give us your arm. That was fast working. Harry's patient was sedated. I gathered strength to carefully trespass into his realm. I guess we need the key. There we go. Okay, that's the same thing. Cool. Is he going to wake up very quickly? Finally, this is indeed the music box from my vision in Bertrand's cell. Okay, we don't have to relock it. I mean, we might have to, but we haven't. And now to the autopsy room, which was on the second floor, I think. It's going to be quicker going through the cafeteria because it's that side of the floor. Just not entirely sure where. I'm getting a bit of a feel for the layout of the hospital at the moment. I've not done talking to anyone today in this episode so far. I've also not been up to the third floor yet, but I haven't needed to as of yet. So the morgue is that way. So he's going to be one of these bodies. There was something over here, wasn't there, which I said I couldn't read properly, but this Will Hodgson E103, is that the one? William Hodgson E103 Vault 14. Okay, are they numbered? No. So do we take it across or down? If we take it across, it comes to that one. I might have a look. E103. With a bit of effort, I managed to hook up the body bag. Oh Jesus. The body was too heavy to move by hand. You just done that. Surely there was a better way. Yeah, there is. It's this over here, which... green. If I click on you now, are you just going to drop on there? The big bloke as well. There's no way you just lifted a human body up like that. Sorry. Is this going to be grim? I'd have to gather strength in opening this bag. Or you mean you'd have to walk around a different side? Yeah. Hello. Hodgson was finally on the table. Was the wind-up key still inside him? Only one way to find out. Let's hope unlock him. It's going to be that, isn't it? It is that. Okay. They don't usually keep the eyes in, do they? I mean, it's not going to be in his mouth, is it? It's going to be... yeah, in his stomach. Cutting under his sternum. Well, if you don't like knives, I'd look away now. Well, 5 seconds earlier. Oh, lovely. I mean, if you saw the Martha is Dead videos, it's not quite as bad as that. Still a little grim. Do you know enough to find this thing? I mean, surely it's not just going to be... okay, it's just there. It was outside of all the... oh, you pillock. Really? I was expecting him to wake up once again in another terrifying vision. I needed to get away from this morgue. I think you need to put him back. Due to me being on edge, the wind-up key has fallen in the drain. Where does that go? The muddy window gave the room a gloomy appearance. Absolutely nowhere. If I turn you on, faucets don't work here. Rendered the morgue unusable, or at least I hope so. Okay, so we're gonna leave him out because fuck tidying up after ourselves, I guess. The toilets. If we, 'cause this is broken, isn't it? In memory. The water seemed clean. I washed the syringe. Oops, water seemed clean. Okay. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. There we go. They want to wash this. Damn the skies when I realised the water had carried the wind-up key through the pipe. Where could it go? Oh, right. Below us is my guess. Let's go down. Whether it went to the basement or just below us. It's not going to be in there because there's nothing in there. This is around the area, isn't it? Check you. Right, so this is below where we were. Ha ha ha! There was a reason for looking at that after all. Finally, the key for the music box was back in my possession. Right, let's go and talk to... when I say talk to, hand the key to Bertrand. Am I going the right way? Yeah, we am. 102A, which is the next one forward, and here. Hey Bertrand, I'm assuming I need to put you on here. What was the last one? And now I need to get the key. Key. No, smaller key. There we go. He's moving. And drawing. Okay. Thank you, Bertrand. You can go back to your catatonic state again. Bertrand had drawn a strange pattern on the floor. I felt like I'd seen it before. While it was a simple drawing, it overwhelmed me with a sense of dread and despair. Okay, well. Is there something? Oh no. Okay, well, that's the end of that hour. That was a lot quicker than the previous ones.
Psst. Hey.
Oh. Hi, Lenny.
Lenny, what are you doing here?
I was cleaning the showers, and I heard something. What were you doing inside that cell?
I saw something very strange. I can't explain it yet. However, a picture is beginning to form in my head. But there's still a lot I don't understand.
Maybe I can help you.
You can? Please tell me how, Lenny. I'm growing more and more desperate by the minute.
I have a key. I took it a long time ago, before they released us from the Institute, around the time of the event.
A key for what?
Can I trust you?
Yep.
Of course you can, Lenny. And I trust you as well.
All right. This is the key to Dr. Hawthorne's office. He knew things. There was chaos all around, and nobody saw me when I took the key and locked his office.
Dr. Hawthorne? Of course. Ebis Baker mentioned him in one of her recordings. He was quite close to the head director, right?
Yes. He kept secrets inside his office. You should look inside.
Thanks, Lenny. This is hugely helpful indeed.
Oh, one more thing. I was never able to enter the head director's office. None of the keys I took while cleaning worked. I think Hawthorne kept that key with him.
So Hawthorne's office may lead me to Hanwell's office? Interesting. Well, here we go.
Here's the key. And good luck.
Cheers, Lenny. You've opened more doors to us than we could ever have anticipated. So, normally if we'd finished the hour, I would have probably said we'll call the video, but we've done less than 3/4 of an hour, so let's carry on because we've got a set place we can go. I've gone the wrong way, so when I say a set place we can go, there we go. So, Hawthorne's office. Is it one of the first ones here? Hawthorne, yep. Is it attached to this? Yep. Thanks to Lenny, I had access to Hawthorne's office. As if to foreshadow hideous revelations awaiting inside, the first drops of rain began to fall when I trespassed into Dr. Hawthorne's office. It seemed like no one else has been in here for a long, long time. Except Lenny. An antique sofa which conferred a sense of importance, matching the sober decoration in the room. Some reading there. We got. Hey everyone. Oh, penis. Penis, penis, penis. Okay, normally just go left, but let's look at this. 4. confrontation in a psychiatric. No record of the venerable Hanwell Mental Institute would be complete without an account of Dr. Ellis Hawthorne, companion, trusted associate and loyal confidant of Walter Hanwell. Dr. Hawthorne's abrupt addition to the staff at the esteemed mental hospital was not without its share of controversy. He was an inscrutable character who, to the astonishment of many, quickly joined the highest ranks of the personnel list, skipping over roles held by established and arguably more qualified colleagues in the process. Dr. Hawthorne's accomplishments in the field of mental health are, for a noteworthy physician, meagre at best. He rose to a certain level of public regard thanks to his imposing personality and stern countenance, rather than distinct achievements, as he had a formidable presence that allowed him to immediately command the attention of everyone in a room simply by entering it. His signature neat black suit, paired with his cold, guileful gaze, inspired equal measures of respect and fear in his peers. Rumours among those who were acquainted with the Institute's founder insinuate that Walter Hanwell's seemingly friendly, almost fatherly demeanour worked against him when it came to achieving his own ardent goals. It is speculated that this is the reason he chose to partner with Dr. Hawthorne, who soon proved to have more manipulative, ruthless ways of managing Hanwell Mental Institute. Over time, the grisly details of Dr. Hawthorne's practices began to surface. Many colleagues were horrified, others who knew him well less so. Testimonies hold that Hawthorne often engaged in heated quarrels with other staff members at the Institute. Nurses who chose to remain anonymous claimed that medical instruments previously thought to be lost would appear scattered around his office. While it's not unusual for a physician to work with dangerous tools such as scissors and scalpels, it's far from common to find them mishandled in an unsterilised environment. Nonetheless, this particular form of misconduct in Dr. Hawthorne's career could not be confirmed, and was dismissed as malicious gossip from disgruntled employees. Dubious stories of patients secretly taken to his office late at night might not have been verified either. So I realise why I trip up on words a lot when I'm reading these, especially these for some reason. I don't know if it's the spacing, but I tend to... My brain starts reading ahead while I'm reading out loud. It starts looking further down the line. I don't know if that's a sensible thing to do or not, but I start reading the next line down and then drop it in the middle of that, which is not helpful at all, I know, but sorry. Dr. Ellis Hawthorne, psychiatrist. One thing was certain, he had an impressive career in his field. Hanwell, we haven't seen Hanwell's office, have we? I don't think. The ocean still loomed outside, its hypnotic ebb and flow, presaging the further horrors of something I didn't read fast enough. The window was sealed shut, and you're not going to let me know again. Books on medicine and, unsurprisingly, psychiatry. Not much else to go on apart from that. Okay. Head that, and over here there's a light switch. Some dead birds. Stuff there. Can we look? Is there anything here? There is. Okay. I'm afraid my colleague Anne has elected to take an inferior direction in her career. I try to be open-minded while considering new ideas, but my goodwill doesn't extend so far as to resorting to shortcuts when it comes to the advancement of the healing arts. As much as I can fathom the notion of an integral approach, contemplating the impact of emotions on our behaviour, biology is definite. Our physical body reacts to physical impulses. We could spend ages assessing the mind's response to kind words, but ultimately it's the configuration of our phenotypes that matter. One cannot possibly identify a subcortical disorder by means of a conversation. The direct stimulus of cells will always secure the path to success when dealing with an obvious alteration to the brain. Yet Ebersbacher insists on her holistic approach, which inevitably devolves into a waste of time. Our society is crumbling. Swift action is necessary. And in the case of this establishment, we are also spending valuable resources which are dwindling every day on her theories. Since I was hired at Hanwell Mental Institute, I've had the good fortune to work with various unique patients, investing a great deal of time in learning about their issues. Many of these are behavioural complications deeply rooted in their minds without a clear solution. Miserable subjects exhibiting a debased attitude who could possibly fit in the world of civilised men. I find value in dedicating efforts to those without real hope. patients unable to produce a single neurotransmission that results in a meaningful stream of thought productive to society, but phony misfits who merely demand attention, the paranoid, the lonely who mistakenly confuse the cacophony of modern life, assaulting our senses each day with actual mental problems. Ebba's backer can fritter her hours away as much as she wants. My issue is the money involved. In the end, our existence is a biological accident. It's the glorious expression of our genetic material that confers meaning to our lives, and the only tried and proven way to deal with the ailments of our bodies is via the practice of standard medicine, and thus a shattered brain can only be fixed by physical means. The writing in this is good, isn't it? The performance of it, maybe not so much. Maybe. Right, we've got a key on here. We've got one of those, which we can go therapy room. Right, we've got that. Let's get the key. If Lenny was right, then this was the key to the director's office, which was now in my power. Okay, so there's that, and that. Let's take you. We're going to listen to you now.
This is the next subject.
Is the recording of us turned on?
Yes, we may proceed.
Keep it quiet.
Leave it to me. Hello, Leonard. Do you remember me? I'm Dr. Hawthorne.
What do you want?
Well, you may not remember this, but yesterday you went inside a place, a big room. We need to know what happened in there. What did you see?
I don't remember.
You need to make a big effort to remember, Lenny, or unpleasant things may happen.
There was a tunnel, but not ours. Things looked different. The smell, oh, such a bad smell. And then, no.
What happened next, Lenny?
At the end of the tunnel, I entered a room. Oh, my head was in pain. So much pain.
Describe that room for me.
I don't want to go back. I don't want to remember.
Describe that room now.
It's so large. The walls are strange, with shapes I've never seen, and there's a glow everywhere. And in the center,
What is at the center of the room?
Thank you.
no!
What did you see?
My head is pounding.
Think. Think. Remember.
No.
Use that.
You must remember, Lenny, for our sakes. What did you see in the room?
Torturing him. Keep going.
I'll turn off the recorder until he's ready to speak again.
There's something in a room which we'll no doubt see. There's some paperwork. Wary as I am about recording such notes on paper, Walter insists that we thoroughly document these experiments for the benefit of our research. It's true that the process of writing in a journal allows one to more efficiently collect thoughts and ideas, make sense out of them. However, I'll have to strengthen security measures to begin with. I've asked the janitorial staff to refrain from cleaning my office. At first, we tried straightforward questions. What did they see? Could they hear any sounds? How large is the chamber? Yet they seemed to have no recollection of the encounter. Next, we followed with a set of more specific inquiries. What is the being inhabiting that chamber? Does it look like an animal? Can you describe its shape? Did it move? Nothing worked. Their minds are completely blank, as if that moment was erased from their memories. However, there's no question that whatever happens inside that chamber provokes a severe reaction in them. The procedure is rudimentary, to say the least, but effective. We tie a rope around each patient's waist and push them inside, resisting the temptation to gaze beyond the threshold with all our might. It's hard to tell from our vantage point next to the doorway what transpires in the interior, but we don't sense any movement. Apparently, the patients remain still, or paralysed even. After a few minutes, we firmly pull the rope and haul them out. Bruises are inevitable as they hit the ground, but there's no better way of doing this. They don't react to any stimulation while in that chamber. Walter then uses the device to lock that strange door. He's far more knowledgeable than me on such esoteric matters. We believe what the patients experience is unbearable fear. Our initial guess is that they were becoming paralysed. That they were becoming paralysed was correct after all. It's like they shut down in the presence of that blasphemous form before them. The human brain is such a marvellous organ. Even their deeply damaged minds react to protect them when they're in danger. As we drag them out of that ancient room, we can discern an expression of absolute dread on their faces. Insane or not, human emotions are still the same, yet they return to their old selves shortly afterwards as we drive them back upstairs. I now understand what we must do. The goal is to instill fear. Their minds are clearly processing the visual information. The theory is that if we're able to reduce the conditions of the encounter, we should be able to recover details about it. Even if one patient is unable to describe it all, we could piece together a more accurate picture from multiple recollections. Our current approach is savage. We subject them to extreme situations in hopes of prompting a reaction. Not proud, blatantly beating someone like some goon, but the promise of the knowledge and purpose concealed in that chamber is too powerful and supersedes my dignity. However, these methods aren't working. They react to pain, they cry and scream, but they don't do anything else. It's not true fear. We're not replicating the conditions well enough. This afternoon I spoke with Ebersbacher about the regression she's observing in Group E. Of course I had to play the fool, but her incessant babbling formed an idea in my mind. For instance, H, is it? Has pyrophobia. The mere thought of fire or talking about it makes him tremble in fear. Ebersbacher recalled an instance during one of her physical therapy sessions in which a patient casually said something random about firefighters, and H instantly became agitated, tears rolling down his face. Oh, it's Hodgson, isn't it? Following this revelation, I took him to the boiler room. Fucking dickhead. The incandescent red glow from the incinerators, the shadows flickering on the walls, and the intense heat emanating from every corner in the room caused a wild reaction in him. I proceeded to question him about the encounter. Finally, an actual detail emerged. He simply said, "big." But it's not enough. More stimulation is required. Further efforts have involved more extreme measures. Simply placing the gas burner in front of him provoked a state of shock, not unlike what we surmise others within the walls of that room. Poor soul, H can't grasp that the industrial incinerator is far more dangerous than a small laboratory burner, but who am I to judge his emotions? However, that state of fear wouldn't allow me to press on. He didn't respond to any of my inquiries. He just kept silently staring at the flame. So I moved the burner closer to his chest. Leveraging their fears is indeed the key. We managed to obtain much more information from these new sessions than all our previous efforts. A picture is beginning to form. JC, afraid of dark. LH, brittle bones. RB, sexual act. BL, denigration. LH is going to be Lenny. Oh no, Leonard. Yeah, brittle bones, osteoporosis, isn't it? JC. Can't remember. RB, sexual act. BL, denigration. That's that Bertrand, isn't it? Denigration. RB is Rebecca, I think. Who's JC? Can't remember, but someone's afraid of the dark. Okay, we got one of those little tape thingies. That's the proper term for it. So let's go to the therapy room where we can do this. So that's the janitor's office, is it? Oh no. Ah, right, yeah, I know what that is. Just checking that. No, it is at Ibis Baker, and we have been in there, haven't we? Yes. Okay, just wanted to check. So, from memory, we've not seen it. The therapy room's on the second floor. I might as well go through this way. Out in the rain. Not been in the shed yet as well, but we don't have the access to it at the moment. Laundry room. Let's go up the stairs. Oh no, therapy room's not upstairs. Pillock. Therapy room was at the end of this corridor because Leonard was blocking it off, wasn't he? Is this it? Yes. Right, you. No. We've already done that one. We need to take it back. Okay, so if we look up here now, yeah. So we've got one somewhere within our inventory. There we go. It's going to tell us more about the... This is Bertrand in here, isn't it? Did they lock him in the ground? No, not Bertrand. That's the fear of the dark guy, isn't it?
Careful, the artifact.
The artifact. Okay. Well, what is the artifact? I'm assuming it's the thing which fell out. That has added more questions. Right, let's. I've not seen Hawthorne's not Hawthorne's, Hanwell's office, so I'm assuming he's on the third floor. We've not been up here yet, just from memory. No, we can't go up here. That seems to be Lenny's cart. Perhaps he was getting ready to clean the topmost floor. Lenny, how have you managed to drag it up there? So is there any other way we can get upstairs? So, first and third floor, we can't get through to the female hospital or the male hospital, can we? Unless we can access it now. Worth a shot? Probably. I know this is a long route. Oh, shit. Right. I'm assuming that's his office, actually. God damn it. Mine just went. What is actually on those 4 things? So it's not on the 3rd floor. We don't need to go there yet. That is clearly blocked off for a reason. The way the hand disappears and it just hangs there, I'm just expecting a jump scare every time, but the game's been pretty lax with jump scares, which is nice. That's the museum, so there we go. Still locked, yeah. Okay. Okay, we have managed to do 2 hours. Well, game time. At last I found myself at the heart of the institute, the director's office. Was I going to find the answers I was desperately seeking? And we will end on that cliff note for now. Cliff note? Cliffhanger. Yeah, it makes sense to stop here so we're not looking for something in there, find some more questions, and then completely forget about it when I come back to sit down. I'm usually quite good at remembering some bits, but yeah, to try and remember everything would possibly be a bad idea. Let's have a quick look around though. Ooh. Why we're here, just so we know what to grim. What we're going to be looking at. I'm assuming there's going to be, as you can see here, a lot of reading. So that's something to look forward to. Yeah, thank you very much for watching so far. Like I say, this is episode 4. We are moving quite quickly on now. Well, it felt like we've been moving quite quickly on this last video. So hopefully we can keep up this pace, because I'm assuming you don't want to watch me just wander around in circles over and over again. Anyway, waffling for a change. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much.